You need to take care of him, right?
Yep.
And I don't think 5ManMidas took the necessary steps to kind of do that this game. Two pretty hard counters to the AM. And again, like you're saying, sometimes when teams get hyper fixated on countering a hero, such as the AM, for example, they'll just kind of like force a random pick, like a Slarda or something. But you've already highlighted how, no, this is a good lane, not only, but it's energizing with carry. It's more casual lockdown, more casual stun, which of course the Enchantress is going to lack. Which again it just feels really like a good game for KBU, even down to their tempo. You know, it's gonna feel really nice. Sand King, Slardar both kind of do the same thing. They synergize pretty well for each other. Slardar to give vision, Sand King to jump in. Like, it feels like a decent game for KBU to play this one right from the lanes.
I agree. And by the way, I know you cut this interaction, but Ray says FPS because they have FPS issues. And Steel Porco replies with "ask me," and then says he was meant to say "same," which of course we know wasn't the case. He was trying to say "ask me" the whole time. I'm pretty sure. Wait, who said that?
They were trying to work with the cameras.
Oh, did we get that set up though? I wouldn't think so.
No, it's for the integrity purposes, of course, right? Every region now has to have.
Okay, can you check your audio, by the way? Can you up your audio? Yeah. Sorry, guys, we have a different program. I hear him perfectly fine, so I wouldn't be able to judge, but it does seem like he's a little bit low on the stream, so we will be fixing that. Do not worry. And yeah, frankly, I mean, there's even more to it to what you're saying, by the way. Like, yeah, Slardar and PA aren't forced picks, but more importantly, they aren't forced picks against the enemy lineup. Like, you actually completely counter the enemy lineup with these heroes as well. That's what worries me a little bit. Like, you picked an anti-mage into a lineup that's countered by physical damage, and you're like, well, maybe that's not the best idea. Like, you're kind of giving the enemy team a little bit of a freebie. So it does feel like the anti-mage was a little bit forced. But that is very common in 5ManMidas. As we usually mentioned about this team, they are a team that does not take this entirely seriously. They're just very talented players. And as a result, their strategies are more about their individual skill and their comfort rather than as a team. Whereas, at least from KBU US, the impression I've been getting in general from talking to Steel Porco is that they're in it to win it, right? So you can actually see a much more cohesion between this lineup.
In it to win it, of course. Like
not saying that 5ManMidas wouldn't take it if possible, right? But I don't think they're making every step.
I like the saying, in it to win it. It's a good one.
I like it too, yeah. I would say for 5ManMidas, though, as a defense to them, is because they're university students currently studying in America, or at least the majority of them are, and that's why they're just concentrating on their careers more than the Dota. If Dota works for them, I'm assuming they would maybe change that fact. So again, no hate to them. It's not that they're not trying, not that they're trying to throw the games or anything. It's just that they have other priorities, which is fine.
Good old university students playing in NA. You know, I think it's kind of interesting if you look at the lifespan of Dota, looked at some previous players that have also done this, also kind of had different priorities other than just simply playing Dota. You know, Snaking of Tundra is always the one example I go to, but of course he chose to finish his studies, and I think he came into Dota at a time where maybe that was the right choice. Who knows, right? I mean, because he's got plenty of time still, as you can see. And there we go, unpaused, ward mid or RRL.
Yeah, it was actually very common for Americans to do this particularly. I think because since you play so much for uni, I feel like if you don't finish the uni, you feel pretty bad about it.
Well.
Oh.
Hard
breaks the tree, and there's like 5 people behind it. It's like, oh, okay, I'll back.
Yeah, it's got a lot of enemies, though, so that's going to allow the Lina Slardar to look to pick up a second, maybe 3rd rune for the team. It looks like KBU not completely abandoning this top rune either. They've invested the ward in it, so...
By the way, Lies currently has the Battle Fury queued, so I'm wondering if he's going to play the farming AM. And if that's the case, I think you're absolutely screwed.
Yeah, and that was the thing. That was what I wanted to say, is that I feel like as much as I've wanted to see this new AM, you know, Vanguard Diffusal, we've never seen it. At least you and I. They've always decided to go for Battle Fury, and it is very legit. It is very legit. I just want to point that out. I'm not saying, oh, it can't be. It certainly can. It's just...
Yeah, the hero got buffed in general.
Yeah,
right?
not on our stream we've seen it.
That's very true, dude. Yeah. Well, same thing as when I do the SA broadcast, I always go, well, you know what would be a good pick here? Enchantress. And they go, never. Never.
And then Panda, who apparently is always drafting.
Yeah. Panda picks up the Oracle for the 20th time.
Whose spray is this in the mid lane? Who's Morana? Whose bottom is that?
I don't know, actually. Is that... What is she doing, by the way? Is she just
She's
like showing off
She's tying up her hair.
necklace? Oh, tying
She's
up
about
her
to
hair.
throw an arrow, but you don't want that to get caught. Yeah.
I'm gonna do some investigation. I think it might be...
Denied.
You know what? Actually, 5ManMidas has pretty cool sprays.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what other team has
That's
got
quite
really cool
impressive.
sprays?
What?
ESL.
Dire's courier has been killed.
No. No. I have my fair share of free hoodies I got at corporate conferences. I don't need more. Thank you very much. Also, they stole a line from Fnatic. I'm not going to criticize teams for their supportive packs, but come on.
Oh, top
That's
lane.
a little
Realm might be in for some trouble. As one last auto attack's going to miss because of the blur. That would have done him in. But the Centaur completely, no pun intended, stomping this top lane.
I don't know why he's having such trouble, dude. Like, where's the Enchantress? There we go. Steel Borko finally gets the... Oh, he's going to die, actually.
He is this
Yeah,
time the
two more
blur.
hits. All the blur, saving him.
Wow.
Yeah, it saved him. He evaded one hit specifically, and that was enough. And now, Centaur versus Centaur action. Nope, he went back in.
Can't dodge this acorn.
Gotta be quick when
Yep.
I'm around.
I'm actually not sure if you can dodge it. I think you can't, actually.
I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, to be honest with you.
I assume not, because if it works like Cask, then no. But of course, it's not exactly Cask,
Well,
is it?
No, I think it works like Stifling Dagger, right? But you can't dodge that either, so that's what I'm thinking. Because, like, it applies your attack damage.
No, I know.
So, spells like those. Anyway, because his autocast, it's a bit weird with these spells. The autocast spells tend to mean that there's some sort of weird interaction with your attack damage, so I genuinely wouldn't know. If someone wants to try to lobby and tell us, we would really appreciate it. And the PA, I don't really know why Realm is playing this aggressively, though. To be honest, you are a PA. You can just hang back and last it with Stifling Dagger. And frankly, even if you don't get the most last hits, it's fine. You just need to survive the early game. You're up against an AM. This matchup is going to be good for you eventually. Like, don't worry so much.
Good damage now into the Centaur as Borko starting to put in the damage with the Impetus at level 2. A little bit of minus armor with that Blightstone, but Borko being pushed out of the lane by a Squirrel, who does have a little bit more mana being delivered now and can continue to stay in this harass, but at least it's been a good wave or two for Realm. Although, Borko, yes, he is going to take that death, try to deny himself into the camp. But a simple mango being popped by Sanctified wins that kill. Realm continuing to fight a little bit. There's enough mana for another bushwhack here, but Bull's a little bit too far. Middle lane, going Annihilate too poorly. He'll be dragged to the power range for 1 hit. 19 and 3 compared to the 15 and 2. I think, of course, like his melee matchups.
Bottom lane, Ray in trouble. He's gonna go down to the last hit here from MR Tourist. Sunlight, by the way. And he's gonna be taking down the 5 from the enemy team. DP5 against Slaughter, kind of okay, but with a Slaughter Lina lane, there's so much kill potential that you really struggle to utilize that Spirit Siphon properly. You can't really get close to these two without dying, honestly. And you're right, the Sand King does win this matchup easily mid lane. He also just, in general, farms faster because you can also clear camps without having to waste mana.
Who got that water rune? RL did. He's only level 5, has Dissemblate, but I don't think that's going to beat Annihilate here to the second water rune, so he will not be able to deny him a couple of sips from the bottle. Sunlight already has the power treads on the way, so this Spirit Siphon of Raze is going to be a little bit stronger now, or at least be a little, give more sustain. But it also means that Lies is not going to be able to really tank too well against the Slaughter anymore. Not like he ever really was. Because, of course, Slaughter absolutely dominates the lineup. That being said,
Sanctified. Stop. The Hoodwink does one little acorn shot. That's going to slow them down, but Realm still is capable of bringing him down before he gets up to the high ground. Bull trying to help out his Squirrel. But, horses and squirrels just don't get it along.
no.
Have you ever seen a horse kick a squirrel? It dies.
I would assume so. Of course, this is a Centaur, right?
Have you seen a horse and a human kick a squirrel at the same time? It double dies.
Right.
I Annihilate in that mid lane. Yeah.
There's
He's
another
not level
Astral
6
Stab.
yet. They do. Dissemblate. They missed the pushback though. I Annihilate. They hit given with the
25
dust.
damage.
Where are the supports? Where are the supports? Oh, wow. I annihilated. True Chad. Stands his ground. No help from his team.
Yep.
While the Hoodwink actually comes here. So that's actually space created by Annihilate just by existing.
Used raindrops, they're saving the day for him. At least for now. RRL's going to have another bout of spells here quite shortly. And with Annihilate still sticking around, yeah, that Bushwhack will find him. Second Astral Step, and not even the infused raindrops this time will save him. Okay, Volt feeling pretty confident top lane. The lane's pushing pretty hard anyhow. Not like he really needs a support right now, as he can absorb some experience. With Bracer, as well as a Ring of Health, he's already pretty tanky. That kill is going to force RL back to Fountain, but he's not going to mind too much because he still gets that, not quite solo kill, but a kill anyway onto the Sand King. Check will still cash, and now the supports are coming to mid. Warden forced to TP away. The DP is all the way back home, means that the power ring bottom is still here, and neither team knows what it is. RL is going to see it's an illusion rune. Doesn't give any sips to Ray. Very rude, sir.
I nail it. I think he's going to die here, right? There's no way he survives this. Goes up to the high ground, still has no sandstorm. Okay, 3 people in mid. I Annihilate still holding his own. Nobody's TPing to help him. This is the kind of thing where you report your supports. Like, he's already opening the console. He's reporting his supports. It's fine, but it's kind of incredible. Top lane, they don't get the Centaur, but they're putting a lot of pressure, and PA's getting a ridiculous amount of space. And I mean, it's crazy because Sand King is particularly good at defending towers, and you're kind of giving it to him by just rotating a million people into this mid lane. I don't know if this is the best choice, actually. Especially when KBU seems hell-bent on not helping I Annihilate. It's really impressive that he's still alive, honestly, hasn't died a single time.
Well, he's died once, right? But
sorry, yes, but not to the ganks we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a really good job. I mean, this is good. Of course, his PA definitely needed a little bit of space between the edge. Oh, well, hold on. Speaking of space, she's going to get out of it now as Realm's going to take a little bit of damage out from that double edge. Turning
Bull dies
now. Bull does have that Orb of Corrosion debuff, but with a full Vanguard, he's pretty tanky.
Yeah. I made a mistake. Steel Borko has no mana, so he can't really continue impeting the center.
Sand King with a casual cloak, so he's just trying to live here. So basically the offlane build, of course, I guess, like I said earlier, this kind of dual offlane, dual utility core between the Slardar Sand King is going to play very nicely here. Not quite yet, but give him a couple minutes, especially because Slardar he's done okay, actually. 38 and 14. 14 denies is very commendable.
So it's a little bit more complicated with Sand King that because the Sand King offlane build currently being built, which is the Boots of Travel build, is actually a Sand King mid build originally, right? So like that mid build became the popular offlane build, and now Annihilate is just copying it again back to mid, right? So it's a bit of like a mixture of both. And I do think that this game, honestly, you're actually going to be playing the Sand King more as your, say, initiator, which is the traditional offlane role, the tank to a degree, and the Slardar will be a secondary damage source. So by the more traditional roles that we sometimes talk about, Slardar is closer to the two, I believe, because he's really not an offlaner that scales in terms of initiation, right? If you go like Blink Dagger 4 stuff on Slardar, like supports used to do, it's not any good anymore. You want to go for attack speed, you want to go for that BKB, you want to be able to like punch the AM to hell. Or bash him.
Big push top lane. And I don't know if Borko is going to be enough to really stop this one. Without level 6 on Realm, not having those crits. There's a Stampede. They're just Borko. Relatively easy, of course, being a good matchup. Fortify and Fortify as Realm really wants to get rid of this wagon. Full's even going to tank for a couple of hits, but will not be able to keep it alive. That should be enough to kind of more or less neutralize this push. Of course, Vol, 3 points in the Retaliate and the Vanguard. He's going to be able to tank tower pretty easily. So he's still going to be able to push this eventually. But there's more space for a Realm in the lane.
True, I mean, the Hoodwink hasn't rotated too much, right, anymore, because they kind of realize they need to put pressure on this PA. And what I like about 5ManMidas is that they realize they have to put some pressure onto the Sand King if they ever want to push this tower. So they let the Slardar just gotta be alone as AM leaves the lane. Usually it's not great, but Slardar is not the best tower pusher ever, especially with the build that he went for. So all MR Taurus can do is slowly bring down this tier 1. He will succeed, I think, though, before 5ManMidas can make any moves, but I don't think you have any other options. AM is too weak in the lane, Sanking is becoming a nuisance in the mid lane, and you need to stop this PA from out-farming your AM. And KBU acknowledges this, so they put Iron Alley in the top lane where there's there's the most heroes, and they leave the PA into the safe spot of the bottom lane in jungle.
Committing a ward there into the jungle, a couple of wards even, as they will make the mid lane jump on Lina, giving Lies the kill as he blinks in to secure it. And avoids Borko, sidesteps that sharpshooter. It looks like now they're going to be looking to make this play for mid lane, especially while the Sanking is away. They kind of baited him top, and then watched him on their wards as he kind of rotated away, expecting there to be multiple heroes top. But those heroes were there to boot the PA. With her gone, they're just happy to apply pressure mid lane instead.
Yeah, they
leave Bull to do his work.
The Sanking here in the mid lane is just trying to rotate to wherever there's the most heroes to try to create as much space as possible until he gets his travel boots, which is a difficult play, and it's always a little bit late, obviously, because he has to predict where the enemy team is going. As a result, Bull has had enough freedom to take this top tower, and because he's a Centaur, he's much faster than Slardar. So ultimately, all these things KBU did pretty well in the early mid-game kind of got thwarted in 2-3 plays, just because their offlaner can't really push as much. But what did happen is Sunlight got a lot of farm out of this. He already has a Blink Dagger, and they should be ready to make plays. With a Lina, Slardar, and honestly even the Sanking can join, you should be able to get any kill here with the smoke. And there's already smoke on Borko. It's going to be the 2 supports in the offlaner. That's the least commitment smoke here. And I still think it's strong enough to kill anything. Yeah. We'll see what the objective is, though.
Agreed. They're probably hoping to find someone mid as Annihilate's just kind of sitting here AFK in a Sandstorm. There's RRL, but looks like they want to go top lane instead. Lies is farming, but Sanctified's here kind of just parked to intercept anyone with, intercept any smoke ganks. They're going to go right around him, though, which does put Lies directly in the line of fire, as there's going to be the blink on in. Lies trying to blink away. He's going to be caught, however, by Sunlight and sent back to the fountain. Perfect blink dagger reveal there for KBU.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Exactly the gank you want to get when you get the Slardar Blink Dagger. If you have a Slardar and Lina in your offlane, you have to be able to get these. The hunting going, right? PA is going to take a while to get online. The AM decided to go for an equally greedy build, so you actually do have a lot of time to be able to make this work. But the enemy team is going to try to push you. With the Centaur DP, they have a lot of pushing power. Inaz in the middle lane, you could be in trouble. Slithering Crush, amazing, onto 3. Last strike around to 2, now the Power Strike, and they actually turn this around. RL's about to die, but he survives the last second with a Bushwhack. Turn this team fight around once again, being able to get the kill onto the enemy mid laner. So in the end, 5 for mid, not ideal here for KBU. It looked like RL would go down, but that Resonant Pulse saves his life.
So some nice combos, some nice spells landing all together. They do kind of it was a good target priority by KBU. They just slightly lack the damage, though, of course, to get that Void Spirit, which they are going to come to deeply regret, as they do lose the Sanking. However, they burned the duration of this first Exo that was used for mid lane. And Exo does a little bit too much damage to towers now or something. I don't know if it's intended, it's a feature, or, you know, whatever you want to say about it. So the death is costly, but it's still a tower defended at the end of the day. And I don't think they're going to quite look to fight mid lane for that tower on the side of 5ManMidas until they have another Exo. What is this? Slardar is very deep. Sunlight is going to suffer at the hands of the blink reveal of the Centaur, and he will drop.
No, don't pretend like that's the blink reveal of the Centaur. What? Why?
Double smoke, because they're going to go
What
again.
possibly would compel you to be there? There was no supports nearby either. The tier 2 hasn't been taken. I don't understand what his path was, actually.
Yeah, I didn't see how he got there. I didn't quite see how he got there.
That was quite odd, to be honest, from KBU. I don't think you can afford too many mistakes like that, especially when you're a faster team. And now they also lose the lead in a similar fashion. Their positioning has been a little bit weak in the past few engagements, including in the Sankings.
Lena's fine. She's covering the PA, right? PA farming in the triangle.
Yeah, but you don't want to cover like that. You want to cover on the high ground, right? That's the problem.
Maybe. I mean, with the blink dagger but with the blink dagger that was just scouted, and with having Stampede, I feel like I'd rather break that smoke in the river. Because I mean, as Lina, you're dead there anyway. They're still gonna get the tower. Does PA have Battle Fury yet, by the way? No. Okay. Does AM have it?
I mean,
also no.
No, of course not. It's minute 14, right? 15 is the standard timing. It's okay. It's not that big a deal. The problem, of course, though, being that you were hoping, at least as KBU, that your gank squad will be more successful than 5ManMidas, and I think they're doing a better job. Like, again, I don't mind the leader like dying for a smoke. I just think that when the triangle is that easily like taken, not ideal. A nice evasion actually of the Slithering Crush, but he gets hit by the bash. That's kind of a bit unfortunate for Vol. Now they see the opportunity to go for the slaughter. They get in with a bushwhack, exorcism, spirit siphon, and that's a dead sunlight. Once again, 5ManMidas kind of control the tempo of the game. KBU US responding to a degree, and in the beginning it was fine because Senking is good at responding, but now you're starting to fall behind when it comes to the ganks. As the Warden trying to defend this tier 2, he's gonna die in the process. As a 4 though, that's one of those kills that I don't mind because they do have to waste a couple of resources and you do get some experience, so it's not the worst.
Yeah, this Exo's been a little bit forced by Ray. He's not gonna really get any tower damage in.
I agree.
So not the best Exo usage. Same with the tier 1 push. He used Exo as soon as his creep wave died mid, and then they fortified the next wave, and he didn't really do any damage, especially because then they started a fight off the Slaughter Blink Dagger. It's fine. It's a support DP, right? So it's not the end of the world or anything by any means. But certainly would be nice to use that for, I don't know, a bigger fight. For now, though, 5ManMidas just relying on the Blink Dagger, basically, for the Centaur to set up kills for themselves. And overall, they've done a good job at covering and making a lot of space for Lies. He's about to get this Battle Fury online with this camp. Claymore will be on the way. However, there is another big item coming for KBU. Second Blink Dagger here for the Sang King. Not his second Blink Dagger, but the second Blink Dagger for the team. Second, of course, going for the Hooded Defiance first.
He was considering going for the Travels before, and I think he saw the Blink Dagger as a better option because he feels like he needs to be able to respond quickly enough to these ganks from the Centaur, and I think that's appropriate. Like, the Travels are greedy, and also they allow you to push, right? But it's not like 5ManMidas is putting an immense amount of push here. Yeah, your tier 1s will fall, but probably they can't get to the tier 2s easily, but you have to be able to respond to these ganks. So I do like this choice by Annihilate.
I believe this smoke was scouted, by the way, by this Satyr. Oh, with that DD rune into the bottle for RRL. That's probably going to bolster 5ManMidas as they look to invade the triangle of Realm.
This is a crazy play by Borko, by the way. Did you see the Satyr just took a creep wave for the PA to farm? That's amazing. Ray, the target, Stampede, and once again, Sunlight's dead. No more team point left because Senking, you know, he can't really initiate onto this, so that's going to be your 4 and your 3 dying for free as KBU, they huddle up in the high ground and pray that they don't come up.
Yeah, that's Battle Fury finished, so for PA, so she's well on her way towards that Deso that she's hoping to build into. Elias as well has finished his Battle Fury and is quickly going to assemble a Yasha for his Manta. But for now, 5ManMidas pretty easily winning these fights. Annihilate has got his Blink Dagger. I thought they were going to fight around the ward that they had on the high ground. Like I said, they scouted. Not only did they pull the creep wave, but they scouted the smoke with the Satyr. So I thought for sure they were going to look to kind of capitalize on that. But it looked like they just kind of stood around, especially because the Satyr saw RL take the DD rune. So I thought for sure they would make a call there to do something. But instead, it seems like the lack of decision, or just the indecision generally, not really helping out KBU.
I just think that they have a difficulty with what happens in like the fights. I think it should be Borko who's like tanking that smoke in the beginning and just dying as Enchantress, who cares? And then Sunlight can initiate onto that. Because Sunlight is always the one tanking these things, and if he dies, then that's half your team fight gone, right? Sanking is strong early in the team fight, of course, but he's only magical damage, has no synergy with your team, so really it has to be the Slaughter that needs to be alive.
Is KBU gonna try and push this? This seems a bit... Yeah, because...
Well, at least Borko tagged it. That's good.
That's right, but I'm just a little bit surprised because they took Outpost after taking a tier 2. Naturally, they're going to come straight for you, right? They don't have a good Roche lineup here. Oh, well, with Ray having Exo, perhaps they can actually get through it. Any minus armor? Sanctify just has... Oh, Medallion on the way. Okay, so yes, they can get through this room.
Yeah, they can. Centaur also can just tank it.
It's a bit scary though. It's kind of slow, and you know the Sand King Blink is still really powerful. We haven't really seen it, but it is. I promise.
Yep, and if you're in the Roche pit, the Slaughter won't die as well. So he gets to go in, slither, and crush everyone. I agree. I mean, I might decide against it. They still have Exo though available, even though it's only level 1. Always a threat. There's the smoke gank here from KBU US, or perhaps a smoke Roche.
No,
they do take it quickly.
They want to fight.
It's gonna be a gank. Up to the high ground they go. There's a ward here for KVU. They know something is happening. The Stampede gets used. Ray gets disintegrated, but immediately Bushwhack wants the center stop, kills Realm, and I annihilate. This time Sunlight does survive, but only for a bit. As he's now been caught, they slowed him down. They need some stuns, but they don't catch him with any. Light Striker Ray will actually cover his escape for now. RL chasing after him. Bushwhack finally hits, and that's going to be MR for Sunlight dying. 3 cores dead for KVU. These team fights are just not working for them.
No, they are not, and they make the decision there to just jump the first hero they see, which ends up being the DP, who now pops Exo as they go into Roche, and they should easily have this. I thought they were going to catch vision of RRL. He would have been a much better target. Not only was he completely isolated and alone, but without, I mean, they just kill him instantly, basically, don't they? Especially with a corrosive haze on him. Unfortunately, the fight just goes pretty awfully for them. They end up losing a core off a really great counter initiation from the Centaur. And now that's going to earn themselves first Roche. I wonder who takes...
I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's hard to judge these team fights. I don't know if a KVU is just, like, their lineup is much weaker than we imagined and their team fight is just really bad. Or it just seems like they're being outplayed every single team fight, right? Like, it seems like they get bushwhacked. Like, they bushwhack hoof stomp 2 cores every single time. And I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to judge because I can't. They never really get to initiate, so I can't really see them making mistakes. I just don't see them making plays at all.
Yeah,
I don't think this should be
I
happening.
think that was like the first time Sanking really properly joined a fight that wasn't just a gank to the mid lane. They might just kill RL here. Oh no, he gets off the dissimulate, so this is going to turn into probably a kill into at least the Warden as RL set to lose the Aegis here. Essence Ring's not going to be enough. There's another Stampede here. It allows him to close the gap onto the Warden. A good LSA stun though, and he might just be out of here. Cryptswarm's not going to connect. They will lose the Slaughter, and here's the counter initiation off by Annihilate. Burrow Strike Sandstorm catches 2. This time only 1 caught by the Bushwhack, and it's Realm. They free him, however, with the LSA from behind, who secures the kill then onto Vol. RL still running, has lost Aegis, but has spells. So shouldn't fall here, right?
No, he has Invis Rune as well.
Yeah.
I think he should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Essence Ring on top of that. Sanctified might be in trouble though. Stifling Dagger hits him, and Sanctified will die. Nice with the Phantom Strike. Finally the team fight KBU was looking for. This is what I expected the lineup would do, honestly, a couple of times.
Yeah. RL,
So,
is he gonna
well played.
try and blow up Steel Borko? Yes, he will, and he'll get the courier.
Nope. This is what happens when you try to attack an Enchantress. You feel stupid afterwards when she destroys it.
Yeah, when she just heals off all of your damage and you go, I'm a magic damage dealer. Whatever, he'll be safe. He steals the bounty rune, and that's going to get him his second component, well, his third actually component of Ag Scepters. He already has the point booster. So looking to increase his just kind of base magic damage. Of course, with that secondary Resonant Pulse and, of course, Silence as well. Is the Silence really good this game? Silence is always pretty good, isn't it? It's never generally bad.
Yeah. Do find that.
I don't know. Maybe I Annihilate was just like, guys, I'm not fighting until I have BOTs. I want to be able to scale. And now, because that was a beautiful initiative. That's kind of what I was expecting a bit earlier on the Blink Dagger, right? He said Blink for what, 4 or 5 minutes?
Right, but then by that logic, wouldn't you go BOTs before Blink, right? Because you might as well. Because you're not going to fight. You might as well push lanes and farm.
I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, again, I've watched Annihilate for so long, and I actually hold him in very high regard as a player, and I think his understanding of Dota is really, really high, in my opinion. So I find it hard to judge this guy, because I honestly do think that he's smart and he's good. Which is why when I see these questionable choices, I go and say, well, there must be some logic to it that I'm not seeing. And that's what I'm thinking right now. As an unknown player, I'm ready to flame. Man, if I Annihilate, not quite. Biased caster over here.
I am still leading the PA in terms of farm just by a bit. There should have been an ultimate orb on that courier, but it seems like Lies has mismicroed a little bit. Not to matter. He's about to have the Manta Style finished off here in just a second anyway.
What do you mean mismicro?
Well, his courier delivered just the recipe. He had enough gold for the...
Okay.
So, I mean, it's whatever, you know, it's not a big deal. Probably just called the courier a little bit too soon before it bought the ultimate orb, as they're going to try and go for a kill in the river here. Oh, there's the crits we're looking for. Wow. Goodbye, deleted. I was wondering if without Desolator they would be able to easily get these kills. And then I remembered, yes, Slaughter's in the game. No worries.
Exactly. I think that might be the logic behind Realms not getting a Desolator. I still like Desolator this game, mind you, but I think he wants to play faster. I'm surprised by the Yasha pickup. It's an okay, like, intermediate pickup, but is that for the eventual Manta style? Maybe. Not that bad with PA. Yeah. Maybe he's going for SNY. Not an item you see often in PA, but the Saturn resistance would help you in Centaur. I do like the rushing of the BKB though by Realm. I think you kind of need it, and there's no more time that you have to waste. Now that PA has AM has the Manta, he's starting to get online. Not quite there, but his first point of inflection, and you have to be worried about his push.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit surprised by the Manta style, personally. I thought perhaps instead we would see something like, I don't know, maybe it's like a farming item, right? Which is okay, and it still builds into something. But with Satanic being as strong as it is and still offering you a Dispel akin to Manta style, right? Which is kind of the only thing you care about. That I'm surprised it's not a Mask of Madness, for example. I know it's not your everyday item anymore, but just because it disassembles and you still get to be cute with it and build a butterfly, you know.
Usually I'd agree with that, but in this case I don't, because you actually do have a lot more use to the illusions. You can avoid the Aether Remnant with the illusions, you can avoid the Bushwhack with the Manta style as well, and you can even avoid the Hoof Stomp if you're good with the Manta style dodges. So there's actually a lot of value to the Manta style of this game, as opposed to the Satanic Dispel, right? Because the silence is annoying, and it's good, of course, to have a Dispel for that, but there's definitely a lot of use to the Manta style of this game. Also, illusions crit, by the way, so honestly, PA illusions deal a fair amount of damage.
Yeah, we'll see what she ends up doing with the Yasha. It's BKB first anyhow, right? Because she just wants to run in to
That's
battle.
the right choice. There's no way you can afford the slow build of Manta or SN1 or whatever. You need the BKB immediately, or Void Spirit and Hoodwink will be a nuisance. You especially need the BKB to avoid the Sharpshooter, because if they take away your meld, then you're at the mercy of everyone.
Bags is finished for RRL. There's a full vessel as well for DP. Vol is building a Crimson. Almost has the... what is it? It's Pipe first, actually. So not only is it Van Hood, it'll be Crimson Pipe.
Yeah, traditional Centaur. I think it's pretty appropriate. I think the Axe is actually kind of nice, to be honest. The Leash, people said that wasn't that valuable, but I think in games like, for example, you have a PA, it seems very valuable, or against a Senking is pretty valuable. But I still think it's like a luxury item still. Not an item you build before your Van Hood. Or your Van Hood plus upgrades, right?
Okay, so it's Crimson first, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, Pipe is just trash, man. To go Pipe first feels bad every time.
Radiant's
Crimson at least is cheaper and does more.
Yeah, buffed even a little bit in 731. 5-second less cooldown, and the damage block increased on the active.
That second part's a pretty big deal, honestly. 5 damage with a full damage block is a pretty big deal. Ray, he's gonna be bursted. That was really easy. That's your Exo God.
BKB, though.
That was also, unfortunately, a level 12 Exorcism as well, as a Sanctified. He's close by. Oh, they catch the PA, and without the BKB, she is going to fall. Now Sunlight in a similar position. The Avalanche Strike Ray plus a Slithering Crush to at least cover him a little bit. But the Warden is being chased down by Lies. As Sunlight, he's being chased down by RL. Bushwhack hits. There's double damage still, and Sunlight will fall to this combination of Void Spirit and Hoodwink, as they also bring down the Warden with the Centaur and the Anti-Mage. Good separation of the team fight in general, and honestly, Vol is playing a incredible match with the Centaur. Each hoof stomp is so impactful.
Yeah, even just that Stampede was really good. He coordinated that beautifully with the Hoodwink. Who would have thought? Scurry and Stampede makes her basically untouchable. They got kited pretty hard there. Kiting through that full 9-second BKB. Even kind of forcing the BKB early off the TP just because of the Aether Remnants. And it might even get them a tower here, as conveniently the what is this, 25-minute wagon is here. Forces the fortification. They still might get this tower. What's a Porco? Porco, what are you doing? What's he going to be able to get done here?
I don't know.
Nothing for now.
Well, you know, when you start losing, the first item you should always buy Shadow Armor.
That's right.
So, that's what I hear NA pubs are like.
That's right. Very strong turn there, of course, onto the PA. And then from there, after the fight breaks down, it's a relatively easy win.
Oh, Realm.
Oh, uh-oh.
He's really close to Lies here. Lies has Basha as well, which might not be MKB, but, you know, it's a start.
Come get healed.
It is a start, actually. You're right.
They hit the Centaur. Oh my god. Minced meat out of Vol. They know where their targets are. And because they deal so much damage, Centaur's tankiness doesn't really come into play as much. And that's really good, as you kind of have this... Eventually with Centaur, you kind of have this issue where you want to kill him first because he's the initiator and the biggest nuisance, but you also can't kill him first. So you have to kind of ignore him. And you have to play around it. That's harder. So instead, bursting him down like this, perfect. He might want to consider a casual plate mail, honestly, after the pipe is done.
Agreed.
Or even
now, yeah, even now I would go for it, because they are still cutting through you really quick. It's not going to feel amazing, but it might keep you in the positive armor. especially as Slardr's not yet level 18, so he's not going to have all that 20 minus armor. So as long as you stay in the positive, like, PA still hurts, but the closer you get to 0, the bigger effect that the minus armor actually has on you for damage amplification anyway. Tier 2 trade for a Tier 1 does not feel good, but it's the best that KBU are going to get right now, as they do manage to at least take control of their outpost in the jungle. Being Dire's side, losing your Tier 1s already, it's important you may at least have your outpost ready to fight for Roche, which could be up here any second. We'll check and see what the timer is going to be. It's a long one, 2 minutes. Teams won't know that, of course. They just know that it's potentially up right now for the next 3 minutes.
Because teams aren't as smart as us.
No, they are not.
We calculate that.
It's really easy. They just have to like look at the timer, actually. I'm surprised they don't do it.
I honestly don't know. I started to assume that Dota players are mostly blind.
It's got to be.
And mostly casters of the scene people of the Dota world. Yeah. As Sunlight charges up the Ray,
no,
Stampede, okay. Burrow Strike, Ray, still being trouble. Nice silence actually. They go back in with a pushback and they destroy, annihilate. Ray must have died, but that's okay. That's your support for mid lane that he just got there. Abyssal used for Realm so they can't chase any further. RL, they trigger his Aeon Desk, which takes away that minus armor, but they still hurt him a lot, which means he has to go for the Astral Step away with a nice little stun before he goes. PA, still going in. Beautiful hook stop. They catch 2 once again with a pushback. The combination is here, but Realms does the BKB, and that's going to kill up RL. Vol got excited. He wasn't strong enough. He does have the blind, though, to cover him against the PA. Lies, chase after the Lina. Does not want to fight Realm head-on. Another hook stomp onto 2. Into the bushwhack. What is this combo of 3 and 4? They're too good. And the Abyssal Blade is ready here for Lies. He has Blink and 3. The creeps are blocking him. Realm, he might be a bit too far gone. No, they're committing for this. They break him. The hook stop misses, but he's been slowed. Realm now needs to trust in his evasion. He has no more mana, though. He can't go back to the high ground. The bushwhack hits him. And that's going to be another kill for 5ManMidas. A team wipe, actually. All thanks, in my opinion, to Vol and Sanctified. What a combo.
Yeah, all thanks to the ward, really, right? Is the vision gives them such a big advantage in that team fight. And kind of, again, a disjointed initiation by KBU. I think it was Slardar who was like, no, I'm not getting kited out again by this Stampede. And Annihilate says, okay, I'll do it then. And he jumps in and kind of leads the team into, unfortunately, what is a team wipe, as he doesn't get off really any spells other than just the first Burrow Strike into the Sandstorm, which at this stage of the game ain't going to buy you much. However, holding the high ground right now is KBU. Annihilate this time does manage to get a good spell off here with the Epicenter. That's going to nuke down Vol and potentially stop this Roshan. 35 seconds to left. Their carry back and AM still in play, however. That's a great bushwhack. Does hold down Sunlight. Also Silence and kind of just killed off. It's going to be the Warden. Best he could do is go for a D-Ward play. RL with a double kill then after he makes the jump in alongside the AM. There's now even more space for this Roche.
I knew Vol was a good centaur. I know he's one of his heroes that he likes a lot. I hesitate to mention that usually in cast because I think that, honestly, centaurs are a complicated hero, but I think we started to see why he's a good centaur. His plays this game has been kind of incredible. And Hoodwink, I'm glad he's back in the meta, honestly. He's a hype hero. She's a hype hero, though. But is Steel Borkle? Oh, look at this. They haven't noticed the golems. What? They haven't noticed these are Steel Borkle's golems? What is he going to try to do with these golems?
Oh, they're going to kill RL casually, by the way. But
oh, they're going to kill RL.
Roche is taken.
Okay. They killed the golems, by the way. They did not last. I think Sanctified was just waiting for the moment to Acorn shot.
Was he going to make, like, I don't know, try and deny with them maybe? That'd be cool.
I don't know, but there was like 2 little golems, and it seems like 5ManMidas was not noticing them until the last second.
You know, they're just...
Yeah, I know, but
chilling.
like, it seems like 5ManMidas just took all my enchantment and hope in this world away. I would have loved to see a play where the golems steal the or like break the Aegis, right?
Imagine that a shard golem breaks the Aegis, and then there's 8 of them because they respawn and then they split again. Oof. Scary thoughts, man.
Radiant's middle tower
Actually, yes. That's what cockroaches eventually came up. That's how it works. Yeah, and they actually are the closest descendants to shard golems. Yeah.
But right now, though, 5ManMidas making a very patient play, not really leaving the safety of their base other than to farm underneath the tier 2 tower. Not until they've got their mid laner back, which gives us time. A little replay here. As there shouldn't be any fights until this Void State respawns, even with the H's. But you can see Sanking, again, disjointed initiations. They're going to fight, aren't they? They are going to fight. As Lies makes the jump in with the Abyssal Blade. Stampede to follow up. They do find an LSA stun this time onto the AM. Is it going to actually be able to turn this fight with a Slaughter as well? Locking down Lies. No. He still gets the blink away. And actually looking to chase with PA. Immediately just eats the sharpshooter shot. Another great LSA onto 2, but looks like KBU are trying to abandon this fight. It's 2 blink away. Borko's TP'd, which will leave MMR Tourist Sunlight most likely in the dust here and dead, as he will pop to Sanctified. He's getting chased as the Warden. A nice little LSA stun, trying to TP without vision. Lies cannot interrupt that one. And it's going to be 2 heroes dead again here for KBU.
Yep. KBU, but not only 2 heroes, right, but the 2 cores once again, right? It's always the PA that's dying in these team fights. Really good turnarounds. In general, 5ManMidas utilizing their mobility much more effectively than KBU, and well, it just seems like the team fights are honestly too hard for KBU. 5ManMidas are playing this so well. The Hood makes such an impact, and I do feel like KBU is constantly trying to go like a step further, and they just don't know how to because the team fights have become so difficult. Lies still preserves the Aegis, so he's fine to push the high ground. In fact, he's fine to kill the Lina as well. Abyssal Blade by Lina. They even use the sharpshooter. Okay, maybe a bit of an overkill there, but it's okay. Now they're finally Glyph gets forced. The pushback though covered I Annihilate, which means they know they're not going to be initiated on.
Sucks.
RL did lose the Aeon though.
Yeah, it sucks. He lost it to the tower, just hitting him off the multi-shot. That's not the worst thing.
Well, the Sandstorm as well.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky for him. As the pipe barrier ended, I guess, so he wasn't really expecting to take any more damage. A little bit unlucky for him, but that'll be back in just 2 minutes. He'll still have Aegis by that time. He just forced out a buyback. No tower taken yet, but he did actually plant a pretty deep ward. Who put this one down? This is pretty sneaky. As KBU very unlikely to deward this one, so it'll give 5ManMidas very, very good information on KBU's whereabouts, which right now is going to be in their jungle. 5ManMidas do hold this outpost. Are you aware of it? But of course, if they show here, it'll probably give the green light for 5ManMidas to head back into the base.
Yep, especially with Exo available now. And honestly, level 3 Exorcism, pretty big deal. Centaur's going to be the one leading.
Well, 25 talent taken for AM. He's taking the Mana Void cooldown, so 20-second cooldown on that thing. Is then they can jump on I Annihilate and delete him. Again, people showing elsewhere on the map means that they very easily make the jump as RRL deletes the ward, and that's a dieback for the Lina.
Yep, the Slaughter activates the BKB though. He's going to go for the DP, wants to get rid of the Exo, but they have the Ghost Scepter on the DP, so she's fine for now. As they once again jump hold the chance, maybe not the best target. Instead, Realm, much better. He's been taunted, he's been killed. The Epi does get off, but Annihilate doesn't have enough damage to finish off anyone. Sunlight will give up on his life as he calls the GG. KBU gets destroyed. Game number 1.
Yeah, they kind of do here. A great initiation once again. So I was surprised that KBU decided to capture the outpost because you show 4 heroes there. You show at least 2 heroes capturing the outpost. PA farms a wave mid.